Alright, everyone. Happy New Year. Hope you've all recovered from your hangovers. And by that, I don't mean the alcohol induced hangovers from last night. I'm talking about the hangover from 2021. Another year of further deaths from COVID. Another year of irresponsible, incompetent leadership from the elites. All of us suffering while billionaires blast themselves into space. Schools closing down and reopening. Kids uncertain of what lies ahead for them in their future. A mental health crisis as much as a physical health crisis. It's going to take more than a black coffee and a greasy breakfast to recover from that hangover. I thought 2021 was alright, actually, despite all of that. I did some good stuff. Got vaccinated 3 times in 2021. That's loads. I think that's my personal record for vaccinations in a year. I got vaccinated more times last year than I had KFC. It's alright, isn't it? Also, I had COVID at one point, so I basically had like 4 vaccines. I've got so many antibodies inside of me. Hatred of COVID is in my blood. Cut me open and I bleed the cure. Do you reckon the COVID vaccine could be transmitted sexually? Because if so, I might have to start banging unvaccinated people. One by one, get this thing sorted once and for all. The Euros was good, wasn't it? That happened last year. It's mad, isn't it? How quickly we get over good stuff. Like, the Euros in the summer, that's an example of something amazing that happened this year. And I don't even think about that when assessing whether this year was good or not. Most people I know are like, oh, last year was shit. Glad to see the back of that. I'm sorry, mate. Do you not remember Harry Kane dissolving all your problems into liquid joy? Swooning over Jack Grealish. Raheem Sterling giving you something to believe in again. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. Watching England in the Euros last year, I honestly think some of the best moments of my life. Sounds a bit mental because it's football, doesn't it? But a bit of a side note, I think we look down on certain pleasures, like the pleasure from watching football. There's like a hierarchy of pleasures, isn't there? There's like low pleasures, which is like, I don't know, watching football or jacking off or something like that. And then there's like high pleasures, which is like watching Shakespeare, which is considered, I don't know, more of a worthy way to spend your time. I think it's probably like classism or something. Like posh people don't want to associate with something that working class people enjoy. If someone who shops in B&M enjoys this, then I want no part of it, is essentially what they're subconsciously saying. Maybe explicitly, some of these Shakespeare fans. Shakespeare's overrated anyway. How many times did he beat Denmark in the semi-finals? 0. I think the pleasure from that England tournament was like the highest kind of pleasure you can get. Like if we want to start classifying, if we want to start making a hierarchy of pleasures, like, because that was like, it was just like pure joy, and you know, most of us watched it with people we loved and like friends and that, and just hugging each other. It's just this feeling about the streets, man. Good stuff. Genuinely, I know not everyone's into football, but if you are, that was mint. And then a few weeks later, we all forgot about that. I guess that's my point. Like, I don't know, the negativity. Maybe I just follow negative people online, or I've got negative friends. I mean, I'm a hypocrite because I moan loads as well. It's just every year though. People at the end of the year seem to think it's been the worst year ever. no matter what good thing has happened. Maybe it's always happened. The year I started noticing people consistently saying the last year's been shit was at the end of 2016. Because that was like the year where there was like Brexit and Trump and loads of celebrities died. Well, if you remember, there was like that thing where it felt like more celebrities died than usual. I don't know if they actually did. But I think like David Bowie died and Keith Chegwin and whatnot. And everyone treated 2016 like it was, like they attributed this evil villain persona to like anthropomorphizing the year, if that's the right word. People were like, 2016 is an absolute bastard. 2016 can fuck off, mate. Honestly, 2016 can fuck right off. You're not welcome. Now people just say that every year. You know what? 2021 can do one. When are you just going to allow yourself a good year, man? Maybe we say every year is shit because we want to believe our best years are ahead of us. We always want to think about the future being better than the past. But if we say like last year was actually pretty good, then it'd be harder for the next year to live up to it. And maybe it's just the fact that as humans we're constantly dissatisfied, so it's easier to just blame the last year on your unhappiness. It must have been that something about the external world and the 365 days that have just passed have been particularly terrible. And it's not just because we exist in a kind of constant state of dissatisfaction with our lot in life. So then you can be like, well, last year was shit, but 2022 is going to be my year. I don't mind that optimism though. I enjoy optimism for the forthcoming year. It's just the pessimism about the past I don't like. I'm optimistic about 2022. I reckon it's going to be my year. I reckon that I want it to be like when people look back on 2022, even in years to come, they're like, oh, that was Eric's year, wasn't it? That was Eric Rushton's year. That was the year Eric Rushton finally got on telly. I hope those allegations against him weren't true. Seems to have disappeared now. But a New Year's good because you feel all motivated, don't you? Like even now, I want to put myself out there this year. I want to do more videos, do more gigs, work on myself. I want to get vaccinated like 6 times next year. I want to smash my record again. Getting every jab I can get for any disease. But then a few weeks into the year, you kind of just lose interest, don't you? You forget about your resolutions and it's just the same old. Then this time next year, there'll probably be this collective feeling that 2022 was another shit year and we'll be telling it to fuck off. But actually, it'll probably be better than we think it was. Happy New Year.